Kia ora everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we explore the most epic stories from around the world. Today, we're heading to the beautiful land of Aotearoa, New Zealand, to uncover one of its most famous legends, the story of the demigod Maui and how he tamed the sun. Stay with us, because this ancient legend explains how one hero changed time forever. Picture this. In the ancient days, the sun, known as Te Ra, moved way too fast across the sky. It would shoot from east to west in just a few hours. This was a huge problem for the people. By the time they woke up, the day was almost over. There was barely enough sunlight to work in the gardens, hunt for food, or even finish weaving a cloak. The nights were long and cold, and the days were frustratingly short. People were constantly tired and hungry. But one day, a young, clever, and incredibly bold hero named Maui decided he'd had enough. Maui was known for his amazing feats. He fished up the North Island, for crying out loud. So slowing down the sun? To him, it was just another challenge. He declared to his people, "I'm going to capture the sun and make it move more slowly." Of course, everyone laughed at him. How could a mere mortal, even a demigod, possibly control the powerful sun? But Maui was determined. He gathered his 4 brothers and told them his plan. He explained that they needed strong ropes that wouldn't burn up from the sun's intense heat. So he began to gather flax and taught his brothers how to weave it into incredibly strong magical ropes called tora. They worked tirelessly, twisting and plaiting the fibers until they had a massive collection of powerful snares. With their ropes ready, Maui and his brothers set out on a long journey to the east, to the very edge of the world where Te Ra rose from its sleeping pit each morning. They traveled under the cover of darkness to avoid being seen by the fiery sun. When they arrived, Maui found the entrance to the sun's deep pit. He instructed his brothers to build a large clay wall to hide behind, protecting them from the sun's heat. They then laid out their flax ropes as a massive noose around the edge of the pit. As dawn approached, Maui gave his brothers their final instructions. "When the sun's head and shoulders are out of the pit, I'll give the signal. Then you must pull on the ropes with all your might. Don't be afraid." The first rays of light appeared, and soon the head of Te Ra emerged. This was the moment. "Tiaia!" Maui shouted. "Pull!" The brothers pulled with all their strength, tightening the noose around the sun's neck and shoulders. The sun was caught. It roared in anger and surprise, struggling violently and lashing out with fiery flares. The heat was immense, but the magical ropes held firm. Then Maui, holding a special weapon, the enchanted jawbone of his grandmother, Morirangavanua, leapt from behind the wall. He ran forward and began to beat the sun relentlessly. He struck it again and again, weakening the fiery giant. Te Ra cried out in pain, begging for its life. Exhausted and defeated, the sun finally surrendered. Maui made it promise to move more slowly across the sky from that day forward. And so, Maui and his brothers released the battered and weary sun. True to its word, Te Ra began its slow journey across the sky, giving the world longer days and more sunlight. From that day on, the people had enough time to work, play, and live their lives to the fullest. Maui became an even greater hero, celebrated for his courage and cleverness in taming the sun for the good of all humanity. What an incredible story of bravery and ingenuity. It really shows how a little bit of creative thinking can solve even the biggest problems. Thanks for joining me on this journey into Maui mythology. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing legends from across the globe. See you next time.